Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's first start off with a look at the stories that made it to your headlines this afternoon.
Proposed asbestos ban deferred. Sluice gates of Upper Kotmale opened owing to incessant rains. 65 journalists murdered worldwide during the past year.
Now starting off with some local news, all preparations are set for the Sirasa Christmas Zone to be hosted at the Sirasa head office at Babe Rup Street, Colombo 2 this year as well. Now the Christmas Zone will be open for the general public tomorrow. We now cross over to Newsfirst's Martin Satyanesan for an update at the location. Martin, how are the preparations going?
Here in Colombo. As you can see at the back, this place is beautifully decorated. We are all set to commence the Sirasa Christmas Dawn from tomorrow onwards for a period of 3 days. And if you're interested in becoming a news presenter for News First, we are conducting screen tests here for you to become the next face on the TV. And also we are having a lot of fun-filled activities also for you. So why wait? Bring your family and friends and have a lot of fun here at the Sirasa Christmas Zone. I'm Martin Satyanesan reporting for News First at the Sirasa Christmas Zone here at the Dawson Street.
Now on to one of your lead stories this afternoon. The Cabinet of Ministers says the decision to ban the manufacturing and import of asbestos sheets has been deferred. Earlier it was decided to implement the ban effective from January 2018.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira said the ban to be imposed on the sale of white asbestos sheets will be deferred. He further stated the decision was made after assessing the technical analysis report. Also, measures have been taken to establish a committee to analyze the standard of the raw material imported to be used in the manufacturing process. Action will also be taken on any importation of substandard asbestos sheets. However, Minister stated the ban on blue asbestos sheet is still in effect. The largest asbestos sheet producers are Russia, China, Brazil and Kazakhstan and produces almost 50% of the requirement of the world.
The human-elephant conflict is a long-standing issue that is yet to receive a viable solution. On one hand, while the general public suffer with elephants encroaching on their villages and destroying all they own, the elephants too are victims. This elephant was found seriously injured in Kulkada Galinbinduweather after it had consumed hakapatas. The elephant had encroached on the Kulekada village on a number of occasions and destroyed farmlands in the area. The methods employed by the villagers to drive away the elephant has left the animal seriously injured. According to wildlife officials, the elephant's mouth has been badly bruised. The elephant had been unable to eat for the past few days. Now, the unresolved human-elephant conflict also resulted in the loss of 2 lives in Galgamur and Bakamuna. A 65-year-old resident of Ikileveva, Bakamuna died in a wild elephant attack at a bus stop, while a person who attempted to protect his plantation from a wild elephant who encroached on his lands also lost his life in the attack. According to police, a 53-year-old father of 2 had attempted to drive away an elephant who encroached on his land last night. The victim, R.M. Mudianse, was attacked and killed by the wild elephant. Residents of the village allege that elephants constantly encroach on the village. The residents staged demonstration at the Galgamur town recently to draw attention to the issue. Although officials who arrived at the protest promised to construct an electric fence, this has been limited to mere words. This set the stage for yet another life to be lost to the human-elephant conflict in the country. 2 sluice gates of the Upper Kotmale Reservoir have been opened owing to the weather. Now, heavy rainfall has been reported in a number of areas in the Noor Elia district. 2 gates of the Upper Kotmale Reservoir have been opened owing to this situation. The office of the Disaster Management Centre in Noor Elia said that residents of low-lying areas of the reservoir should remain vigilant. The Centre for Election Complaints, set up by the Elections Commission, has received 20 complaints of election law violations. The Elections Commission said that 2 complaints were lodged yesterday in the Kandy and Kurunegala districts. Now, a majority of the complaints received were on issues surrounding the distribution of books and other stationery equipment and the display of cutouts and posters. The accepting of bonds for the local government elections will conclude at 12 noon today. The Elections Commission said that accepting of nominations will conclude at 12 noon tomorrow.
The United National Party submitted nominations for the Negombo Urban Council at the Gampa District Secretariat. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party handed in nominations for the Dompe electorate at the Gampa District Secretariat. The United National Party also submitted nominations for the Podella Pradesh Sabha at the Galle District Secretariat. The United National Freedom Alliance handed in nominations for the Galle, Karandeniya, Valivitia and Divitiru Pradesh Sabha in this morning. The Janasita Peramana submitted nominations for the Ratkama Pradesh Sabha at Galle District Secretariat.
The Gamin Gamata Vavin Vavata program, a national initiative targeted at reigniting the splendor of Sri Lanka's ancient hydraulic civilization, was carried out for the 4th day today. Now, stay tuned for more information on that movement. We now take a look at the financial market. According to Reuters, Sri Lankan shares fell for a 3rd straight session yesterday to their lowest close in more than 8 months as investors offloaded banking and diversified stocks.
The Colombo Index ended 0.33% weaker at 6,325, its lowest close since April the 11th. The index was down 0.4% last week, its 6th consecutive weekly decline. Foreign investors were net buyers at 26.7 million rupees worth of shares on Tuesday, extending their year-to-date net equity purchases to 18.4 billion rupees. Plantation stocks came under pressure after the Russian temporary restrictions on imports. Analysts said the Russian restrictions on tea could pose a threat to long-term tea prices and it could impact the earnings of plantation companies. On the money market, the rupee closed firmer yesterday as export dollar sales offset demand for the US currency by importers. The rupee has lost 2.3% so far this year, but currency dealers say dollar demand has slightly waned, lending support to the rupee. The market has been waiting for more clarity over Foreign Exchange Management Act introduced by the government last month.
And with that, we wrap up Lunchtime News on TV1 for today. To follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website, www.Newsfirst.lk. I'm Charlene Benedict for the News First team. Your latest news update will come your way at 1:55. Good day.